What's up, everybody? Doc Dog 1985. There's levels to this. Check this out. Another head hangs lowly, child is slowly taken. When the violence causes silence, who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their drones. In your head, they are crying. What's in your head? In your head, zombie, 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 what's in your head? In your head, zombie, 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 oh. There's levels to this. The Game Pass effect. There is no way on God's green earth that I would have learned about this song or even memorized the words to this song if it wasn't for streaming services. I promise you, there is no way on God's green earth that I would have gone out of my way to have purchased this song. I just wouldn't have. But because I subscribe to music streaming services, I am able to try out and listen to different things. And if I don't like it, I just skip it. But if I like it, I could listen to it over and over and over again and listen to more things from that artist. And I get exposed to a variety of different music that I promise you I would have never listened to. I just wouldn't have, just because of the way I grew up, just because of my ignorance, just because of, I just wouldn't have. There's no way. Game Pass, the Game Pass effect. When I first heard that term get thrown around, the Game Pass effect, I only saw it thrown around in a negative way, right? Game Pass is gonna make developers produce trash games, so they throw it on the service because it's quantity over quality, right? But here's the deal: what I just saw yesterday from that Sony State of Play is a whole bunch of games that are probably good, are probably fun, but I would never ever try. I would never ever spend money on. But if they were on a service, I would give them a shot. And who knows, I might find a game that surprises me. There's plenty of people that have spoken about the Game Pass effect, how they had tried game on Game Pass that they would have never tried and actually liked it and enjoyed it, versus going out and buying a game. Do you know all those developers that worked really hard to make those games that got placed on that Sony State of Play, and that Sony State of Play got trashed from you guys that talk about support the developers? Clearly not. Clearly not. Clearly no one's supporting these developers, and these guys tried as well, right? But if they had it on some type of service, I hope they put their games on Game Pass, because at least on Game Pass, those games are going to be tried. And it might not be your cup of tea, but it might be somebody else's cup of tea. But the Game Pass effect is changing gaming. I used to think when I used to hear that, people used to say what's the price of a game? Game Pass is messing up with what the price of a game is, all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, everybody's blaming everything on Game Pass. Well, guess what? You're absolutely right. Game Pass does change the way we view and value game. If you're a Game Pass subscriber, you value games a little bit different. You literally can look at a game and be like, I would try that in Game Pass, or I would buy that, or just that $70 price tag, even that $60 price tag, you're starting to question now. Listen, you cannot be mad at what Microsoft is doing. You just can't. Microsoft has to figure out a way to survive this generation. They got mollywop last generation. Fine, I'll give you that. Fine, I'll give you that. The PS4 is an amazing system. The lineup, the games were amazing. So yes, Microsoft had to do something different. That's another argument that I hear all the time. People talking about, you think Microsoft wanted to give you Game Pass? They had to give you Game Pass. I don't care how I got it. If I got it out of the kindness of their heart or because they had to do it. At the end of the day, I'm the consumer and I got Game Pass, so I'm glad that I got Game Pass. The only thing I care about when it comes to Game Pass is whether or not it's still a value to me. The price has still stayed the same. The games that are still on, there's still plenty of games on there that I want to play. As time goes on, let's see what happens. Let's see if they raise the price, which everything goes up in price, right? So let's see if they raise the price, but let's see if they keep their value. That's what it's going to come down to. That's what it's going to come down to. And the fact that Game Pass doesn't have a true rival competitor in services, that's the actual big problem, because it actually will allow Microsoft to raise the price of whatever they want. So I know that you don't want Sony to have a Game Pass. I know you don't want that. But PS Now, I like PS Now, but it doesn't compete with Game Pass. It just doesn't. Day and date does matter. Let's not act like it doesn't. Because if it didn't matter, then you can't turn around and say that the Sony exclusives that are going to PC doesn't matter because they're not going to PC day and date. So either day and date matters or it doesn't. So make up your mind right now. If you're saying day and date doesn't matter, right? But day and date does matter, it doesn't make any sense. So what I'm telling you is Game Pass is better than PS Now because of day and date. Now, if you say no, it's not, the day and date part of it does not matter, then what I'm going to say to you is then Sony does not have any exclusives, because you bet your money, I would say 90% of those games on the PlayStation 5 will eventually end up on PC. And you know what? Look at me in my face with confidence and tell me that you don't believe that Sony would toy around with a day and date release. The same way you believe that Sony would never put something like God of War on PC. Listen, the Game Pass effect is good for everybody. It's good for everybody, because those games that they showed on the State of Play, those games should be on a gaming service, hands down. They should be. So now when Sony tries to charge you $70 for a game, it better be a $70 worth game. But at the end of the day, if you guys don't call it out, Sony's going to keep doing what they keep doing. Sony's looking at Microsoft, though. They're looking at the PC gaming platform clearly, right? And if you don't think Game Pass is influencing all of this, you are out of your mind. Because if it wasn't for Game Pass, a lot of PC gamers probably wouldn't be playing Microsoft games. But they are. Look, Game Pass is not perfect. And apparently they didn't reach their goal that they wanted to set out. But again, I'm not invested in Game Pass. I don't have stock in Game Pass. So I don't care how much the subscribers they get or how well they do, as long as I still have access to the service at a valuable price. Doesn't matter to me. If Game Pass eventually goes away, let's say it does flop, right? And it goes away, they have still changed. They have still changed the gaming landscape forever. Because gamers like me are going to remember this time where we had this, and I will forever look at a game and definitely if I judged before how much I was spending on a game, I'm going to judge it now. And it's not about a money thing. It's not like trust me, whatever you want to buy video game wise, I can buy it. Okay, I'm not going to count your pockets as far as cars and houses and stuff. I don't know what y'all do, whatever. But when it comes to this video game thing, trust me, whatever you want to buy video game wise, I guarantee you I could probably buy it as well. I guarantee you I could go into my bank right now and buy whatever video game accessory it is that you want to buy. Maybe not like one of those, you know how Nintendo be having those crazy games that go for like crazy amount of money because they haven't been opened and stuff that people collect. Maybe not none of that stuff. But if I wanted a PS5 today, I have enough money where I could go pay a scalper for one. So come on, if I wanted a powerful PC, I have enough money to make that sacrifice and get that. Just blessed, not bragging, just blessed, okay? With that being said, though, Game Pass makes me value my money a lot more when it comes to video games. The Game Pass effect is real. And the one thing that developers understand, okay, is that putting their games on a subscription service like Game Pass is going to allow them to get exposure to a different demographics of people that they would have never been able to touch before. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like how are you can't be upset with that. You can't be upset with that. So the Game Pass effect is real, the same way that music streaming, the effect of music streaming is real. And I guarantee you, I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm sure when these streaming services came out, I'm pretty sure that album sales probably dropped. I'm pretty sure they did. I don't remember the last time I bought an album since I had Spotify, Pandora, access to Apple Music. I don't remember the last time I bought an album. I don't. But when I was buying albums back in the old days, in dinosaur days when I was buying albums, I was very specific as to what albums I would buy. I wasn't just dropping $12 on an album just because the cover looked cool or just because somebody told me it was good. Like, nah, music is very like you either like it or you don't. Like that's not what we're doing. And I was doing the same thing with games. At least now, a game like 12 minutes, I'll try it. I tried it, played it, it was cool, whatever. Not playing it again, would never buy that game. A game like The Ascent, I probably would never buy a game like The Ascent. But I played it and I'm playing it through and I'm enjoying it. So at least the developer is getting that out of me. I'm playing it. And now I'm talking to you about it on this platform. The Ascent is fun. Now they're getting free promotion. If it wasn't for Game Pass, I would have never tried The Ascent. So, the Game Pass effect. It's real. It is. I used to fight it. Didn't think it was, something that like mattered or whatever, or something that was always viewed as negative, but there's a positivity to it. And that's what it is. You get to try different things and it makes you value and look at games a little bit different. I just had to really think about this video because I kept thinking about the state of play and I'm like, I actually felt bad because developers are people, right? And we kind of just destroyed all those games, saying it was hot trash garbage. And there's people that worked on those. There's artists that worked on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And just because it wasn't at the bar that Sony has, not even Sony, that you ponies have set, that everything that Sony produces is glorious. No, it's not. No, it's not. But because you have set that, now when we watch these games or whatever, and the way they look, we don't even want to give them a try. Don't come out now saying that the state of play was fine and everything, because nobody was giving it praises. Nobody was, okay? But if those games said day and date on PS Now, we would have given it a pass. It just is what it is, man. I'm not lying to you. Doc 1 out ain't 5. There's levels to this. We out. Peace.